Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's live demo of the ASK BOSCO platform. Thank you for joining. My name is Isabel and I'll be taking you through the demo today. So before we start, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat and we'll answer them at the end. I'm going to take a couple of minutes to explain why we built ASK BOSCO. And explain the benefits that our clients get when they use the platform. So ASK BOSCO was built for marketing directors and marketing teams who need more certainty on where to spend the next pound of their budget. Whether you're in a retail organization or working directly for a brand or an agency, we know that marketing teams can sometimes feel like they're taking a bit of a best guess or a bit of a gamble with their budget allocation. And we also know that at peak planning times and forecasting times, if, for example, a team goes to Google to get advice on their strategy, they'll be advised to spend more on Google. So there's no agnostic advice for what's best for your overall strategy. And finally, we know that marketing teams are really stretched for time and resource. They have a mountain of data to process, which can mean that they produce forecasts and budget plans that aren't as accurate as they'd like and have been time consuming to produce. So ASK BOSCO provides solutions for these three things because the platform provides clarity on budget allocation, it gives agnostic insights, and it improves your team's efficiency and accuracy. And to do all this, the platform has been developed across three key elements. So consolidated reporting, budget planning and forecasting capabilities, and the competitor analysis. And by providing those elements that I mentioned, the platform can draw out information that you can use in commercial decision making. And I'll also mention here that it is really easy to onboard. You can connect your data on an online form and that you complete in about 5 minutes. So that was why ASK BOSCO was created. And I'm now going to show you the different elements in the platform. So please bear with me whilst I share my screen. So hopefully you should be able to see my screen there. So what you can see across the top are the different core elements. So you've got the reporting element here, the index, and the competitor benchmarking, and there you've got the forecasting, which sits across the paid channels and the budget planner. And what I'm showing you here is the reporting suite, and we're sitting in beta reports because of new releases that are going live. So this view has been designed to provide a single dashboard that where you can access and understand your data. Because what we've found is that both leaders of the organization that sit in the C-suite use this to get a strategic snapshot, and then digital marketing managers use this to give them the insights they need to run the day-to-day detailed work. So this dashboard makes life easier for different teams at different levels. Now, before we drill into some of the detail of the report, it's worth showing you the scope of the data that's pulled into the platform. So we have over 250 connectors across ad platforms, marketing platforms, CRM and data sources. And plus the team are constantly updating the connectors based on feedback from our customers. So if you have a data source that you think you'd like to connect or you think would be good to connect, then please let us know and we can work on that. So the idea of this dashboard is to make it easy, quick, cost-effective, and it's a highly customizable way for you to consolidate and understand your data across your digital marketing channels. An important point, a really important point to also note, is that there's no extra cost for the amount of data or the number of channels that you can connect up. So here we're on the overview tab, which is an executive summary across a chosen time period. you can see that. And here we're on a weekly overview. And looking at the screen, we've got a comparison of your key metrics across the top. And that data is then visualized into graphs to reflect whichever KPI or conversion metric you want to look at. You can also enhance these graphs to pull out the key data that you want, and you can pull those out into PowerPoints or PDFs as needed. Below that, you can see a change by channel so that you can see how individual channels are performing, and you can also see this on a week-to-week basis. And again, that data is visualized in graphs, and you can pick which channels you would like to pick out and show and get further analysis on. Over here on the right-hand side, you've got some extra customization. So what you can do is further customize around the time periods that you're looking at. And we also know that there's an awful lot of attribution models that people use and want to pull through to the platform. So you can pull data through from ad platforms, from custom attribution, or your Google Analytics data. And all those different views are available in this one dashboard to give a C-level snapshot, if you will. Now, what I can also do is drill down into some of the individual reports that follow the same format, but will give you a channel-specific overview. So we'll take a look at the paid search report for the monthly overview. And what we've got here, again, is a high-level overview in this particular channel so that you can draw insights. And what you can do is drill down into the particular time periods, and you can really understand then which channel and which campaigns are driving your particular performance metrics. And then again, you can see that data reflected in the graphs below. So marketing managers typically use this and this level of view to see the granular detail of campaigns. The formats follow the same for paid social, display, and affiliates. But a couple of final reports I'll pull out for you before we move on to the index would be the daily marketing cost report. So this shows you your total running costs and what each channel is costing you across the month, which you can see in this table here. So that can be particularly useful to track. And just to show you the final report here is a high-level overview of what's happening in your organic activity. So you can see we've got impressions and sessions here. And what we can also look at is your tracked keyword position. So if you have particular keywords that you're looking at, you can look at whether they're in position 1 to 3 or 4 to 10, and you can get more insights on that. So overall, what this aims to do, this set of reports, is consolidate information for all your channels and data, so that we hope you agree this will allow you to draw new insights and facilitate some new strategic discussions between teams. So that's the reporting suite. Let's move on to the index. So the ASK BOSCO index measures your market position against your competitors. So you can upload your own competitors here or use the ones that ASK BOSCO has pre-populated. And this analysis is based on things like impression share and core website performance metrics. And it's based on a ranking out of 1,000. So we say if you're doing 700 or above, you're doing well. We also use tools like SimilarWeb, SEMrush, and Google Lighthouse to pull together an overall view of your marketing performance. So if you're in an agency, this will help you understand where your clients are benchmarking against their competitors, or as a brand where you fit within your category. This top graph shows you how you're tracking over time and highlights any particular trends for you. And then you can also see site speed comparison for desktop and mobile, which you can toggle between. Here you've got some core web vitals from Google Lighthouse. So these are essentially key points to highlight areas that might need improvement and also what's going well. So now for the budget planner and forecasting element. So this is the piece that our clients find incredibly impactful in addition to the index and the reporting. So as I mentioned, budget planning and forecasting has been core to the reasons that Ask Bosco was built. We know that for everyone, whether you're in an agency managing multiple clients or whether you're working within an in-house marketing team, this can be a really time-consuming and fairly inaccurate, if we're honest, process. We've been told, for example, that some of our clients prior to using Ask Bosco were spending on average 8 to 10 hours, so 8 to 10 hours producing one 12-month forecast for clients. The opportunity here is for everyone to use the huge amounts of data that Ask Bosco collates and train the AI model to forecast, massively reducing time and increasing accuracy. On average, we work to a forecast 6 weeks out and to 96% accuracy, which is something we're incredibly proud of. And that's a real testament to the skill and dedication of the Ask Bosco team who work behind the scenes. And what this means is that we know our clients have confidence in their forecasts, knowing that it's backed up by data from their business rather than just done on a gut feel. So what we have here on the screen is an overview of the forecast. The purple line is forecasting revenue and the blue is actual. And what we see is that the lines become closer together as the clients take on Ask Bosco recommendations. In the top right, you'd see your channel distribution. So the black line is the actual and the purple line is the forecast. In this example, therefore, you can see that the Ask Bosco is recommending that we pull back budget on Facebook, but that you spend more on Google Ads. And below that, you've got a download of the campaign distribution, which I'll go through in a minute. Here we've got another view of the performance forecast. And the forecast, I should say, is based on if everything stays the same. So this is what we think predicted revenue and cost will be for the next 6 weeks. And the statistical model is based on full funnel data. So impressions, clicks, average order value, seasonality. There are many factors that the team take into account to build into the model. You can toggle this forecast on and off, and you can also select it for different channels. So as you go into your commercial discussions about your future marketing strategy, you can use all this data. And then the next stage of it is that you get to experiment with different options for your budgets. So for your team or to show your C-level suite, for example. And this is where the budget planner comes in. Now, this has been very recently updated, and anyone who's connected their data over the last few days has found this absolutely fascinating to go through and look at. There is also a webinar next week on the budget planner. So for anyone who's interested in learning more granular detail about this, the details of that will be on our LinkedIn page. But I'll touch very briefly on the key points now. So it's very straightforward to run through the steps of a new budget plan. All you would do is start and give your budget plan a sensible naming convention. You then pick a time period. We'll stick with next month. You then decide what optimization target for your budget plan you want. So you can pick conversions or clicks or stick with maximum revenue or any of these. And here you have the option to choose an individual channel and the individual goals within that channel. So here I could choose to not focus and remove Amazon for the month of March, but keep TikTok, Facebook, Google Ads, and Google Performance Max. And here we can enter constraints and choose those individual channel goals. So for example, you might want to focus on impressions for TikTok and Facebook, but for Google Ads and Google Performance Max, you might want to focus on CPA. Now, this would be based on historical data. So here what you would typically see is a range that ASK BOSCO will recommend. And you can also include brand campaigns if you choose to. If you would like to exclude any particular campaign phrases, you can do that as well. So you can see you can do a huge amount of individual customization within that budget planning section. Then again, Ask Bosco, again, this is a demo account, but Ask Bosco will recommend a budget based on your historical data. So you enter that and then you save your budget plan. This is then emailed to you and will appear here when it's ready. And this is what it will look like. So here you have the inputs and results that Ask Bosco will recommends, and you've got the distribution across here. You've got the specific channel breakdown, and here you've got a campaign summary which tells you any specific campaign actions that you need to complete. So for example, here it's suggesting that there are 13 campaigns where you might want to increase budget and 9 where no action is needed. So, and here you'll have a further breakdown of campaign actions. To complement this, you also get a spreadsheet emailed to you, which, as you can see, is very detailed and has all the information that you would need. The key point here is that AI can process data at scale, but a human needs to review the recommendations. So the platform will give every optimization possible based on the data, but you might want to focus on recommendations that drive some of the bigger changes. So it will show you whether to increase, whether there's no change, or whether to decrease spend here. You've got your optimal budgets. But for example, and I've just highlighted some of these myself, because you know the context of the business and what you're trying to achieve, you may want to focus on some of the campaigns that look as though they will drive the biggest changes. So that is the platform in a nutshell. I'm going to stop sharing now. I hope this has given you a great insight into how Ask Bosco could support your business. I'll just see if any questions have come through, but I can't see any. So if you do have any more questions, please do connect, or you'd like to connect your data on the platform, please either complete the onboarding form, which is on the website, or feel free to email me. My email is Isabel, which is ISOBEL @askbosco.com. And many thanks for joining.